20 minutes to the top of the hour. 8:40 is our time. Welcome back to the morning drill. It is a Thursday morning, and joining us this morning we have Tim Geibel and Karen Clark. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the program. Good to see you.
Hey,
good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, I got coffee, so I'm doing pretty good.
As long as it's not too hot.
It's not too hot.
All right.
It's just right.
You'll be good then. Well, listen, some exciting news that you guys are going to be sharing with us. And Tim, I don't know how you want to set this up.
Yeah, sure. I'll just, as of July 1st, Crawford Area Transportation Authority and Venango County Transportation Division are going to be a collaborative merged entity. We'll have CATA will provide services in Venango County for the Venango County residents. So we're very excited to discuss this project and tell you some more about the details. But a lot of good stuff going on with public transportation in both Crawford and Venango County. So we just wanted to come here and tell you guys a little bit about it.
Fantastic. And Karen, how long has this been discussed or in the works?
Well, actually, PennDOT began this initiative about 3 years ago and did a study on 5 counties, including Crawford, Venango, Warren, Forest, and Clarion, and determined that there could be substantial savings were we to merge our services, at least from an administrative perspective. So that's where this launched from. They did a phase 1 study, then a phase 2 study, and then presented it to each of the county commissioners.
So, Tim, this wasn't one of those things where you saw Meadville and Titusville merge with hospitals. This was something that's been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, we've been working on this, as Karen said, for a number of years. And back in 2013, Pennsylvania passed Act 89, which was an additional legislation from Act 44 back in 2007, which really incentivized counties to take a harder look at the public transportation divisions and say, do we need to have a separate transportation entity in all 67 counties? What we did with our study here is we looked at 5 counties, as Karen indicated, and we decided with out of communications with the Venango County Commissioners and our board of directors at CATA that we wanted to expedite a potential merger agreement. So what we've done is that we've executed an agreement between the Venango County Commissioners and the CATA board of directors so that CATA will act on behalf of the Venango County Commissioners to operate the services in Venango County. So it's important to know that the Venango County Commissioners are still going to be in control of the transportation program. They are simply contracting the operations to CATA.
Well, you can't trust that Tim Brooks fella.
he's a good guy. And,
actually, he's fantastic.
He's a great guy, and I'm excited to learn more about Venango County. Karen, brings a lot of insight to our team, and I've been in the Meadville community for over 10 years now, so. Pennsylvania funds public transportation very well, whether it's through Pennsylvania Lottery for senior citizens, through Act 89, and we believe that we can provide better services in both counties at a lower cost by this partnership. And hey, we're going to get it rolling here in less than 2 weeks.
Wow!
I seem to remember some years ago, and Karen, you may remember in Rocky Grove at the fire hall sometime back, and I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there was a regional conference or get-together to study transportation needs in the area. And one of the things that came up was the need to better serve people with regional transit organizations. Mm-hmm. This sounds like this is sort of an outgrowth of that and has progressed rather well.
Yeah, I don't recall that meeting, but having said that, Venango and Crawford counties, prior to this new agreement that we have beginning July 1st, we've been working together for several years. Pleasantville borders both of our counties, so we've worked collaboratively to help those folks in Pleasantville get where they need to go and have traded services back and forth amongst ourselves.
So Karen, for you, what's the most exciting part about this officially happening here happening in a couple weeks?
The most exciting thing about this for us is that we now have access to resources that we didn't have alone. And I think that bodes the same for Crawford County. Together we can make more happen with less because we have the pool of people to divide the duties up. So it's really going to help us with marketing, do some public outreach, and talk to our people more than we are able to now.
And Tim, I would imagine for you, I mean, CATA is pretty well known. It has a great reputation, so things are going well. And Karen, that's not that I just over the years, it seems like there's been a lot of really good things happening with CATA. So what are you excited about?
Well, I'm excited that 10 years ago when I came to CATA, we had a staff of, I believe, 12 employees, and as of July 1, we'll have almost 80.
Wow!
So we've had significant growth. Our ridership between Crawford and Venango County is well over 500,000 passenger trips a year. So I'm excited to be able to welcome an additional 20 to 25 people into the CATA family to build our organization, to really help Venango County meet their potential with ridership and services. And at the end of the day, we're here to serve the public. We're open to the general public, but the vast majority of our riders are senior citizens, persons with disabilities, persons of low income, and those individuals deserve the same quality transportation that you and I have. And I'm excited to lead this organization and improve our services in both counties.
I imagine one of the things that kind of helps with that is the prospect of some cost savings along with this too.
Yeah, it's when as I indicated, Pennsylvania funds transit very well, but with that comes a lot of regulation. By my estimations, between the two counties here, we have over 80 different reports that we have to submit to PennDOT every year.
Karen's like, I gotta get that one done today.
Well, one of the beauties of the regionalization is that all we're going to be one administrative entity now, so that cuts all that paperwork in half. Wow. So we have one grant application, one set of reports, one set of invoices, and that's going to save a tremendous amount of time, so that we could use those time resources from the Venango staff to be out in the community to help improve the services. So pretty much all the services are going to remain the same, but from an administrative standpoint, everything will be based in Meadville. We'll have some, Karen will still be down in Franklin, and we'll have a presence here in Titusville, but we're going to be one administrative unit starting in July.
Now, I don't want to get too far ahead. You want to add to that?
I said one thing that we really do want to stress to our ridership is that nothing is changing for anyone in Crawford County or Venango County. The same drivers are going to pick you up for the same trips that you always take at the same cost. The difference is the drivers will be the same. They're now going to have uniforms in Venango County to streamline us to the Crawford County uniform, a red shirt, black pants, and a little more professional look. So be the same drivers with a sharper
fresh look. Yeah. No, I don't want to get too far ahead, but does this open things up for future endeavors, like transporting folks maybe from Meadville to Franklin or Titusville to Oil City or things like that?
Yeah, I think it does open up those opportunities, and we're still in the regionalization study phase, so there is potential to increase this project to the surrounding counties of Clarion, Forest, and Warren. Those are decisions that will be made at the county level with the county commissioners. But yes, we actually work very closely with the Northwest Commission, Sue Smith, and the Transportation Advisory Committee. And one of the things that we're looking to do is do a study of park and ride, an analysis of park and ride services in the region to see, where are people going, where are people living, where are they going to work, and are there areas where we can have park and ride services. But also, yes, I think that does open the door for additional services, whether better connections between Meadville and Titusville, Franklin and Cochranton and Meadville. Those are things that we can assess, and we may even have some additional funding now to do those because we don't, our administrative costs are going down because we're basically sharing duties between the two counties.
And it also makes us more efficient because now our drivers are in Meadville every day of the week. And so sometimes they go over there and they wait for the client to be finished with their medical appointment and return, and they're sitting there with nothing to do in that interim. So now with our merger of services with Crawford, we can put that driver to work in Crawford County instead of having him be idle in the time he's there. And the same with Crawford County drivers that are bringing people to Venango County. So that's going to be an added little bonus that may not mean a lot, but it's a little bit of extra efficiency.
But it adds up, doesn't it?
It does.
It's just a more efficient use, and when we're stewards of taxpayer funding, so we need to make sure that we're using our funds as appropriately as possible, and it just makes sense. Whenever a driver from Venango is bringing up an individual to a medical appointment in Meadville, that driver should be able to do some trips in town for us in Meadville, and now we'll have that ability to do that.
Oh, that's fantastic. It is 8:50. This is the Morning Drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. You mentioned, I think, maybe a perception that isn't true, and that's just transporting senior citizens. This is open for anybody needing transportation.
Yeah, our services are fully open to the general public in both counties. Pennsylvania, through the Pennsylvania Lottery, does subsidize trips for senior citizens and persons with disabilities. But in Meadville, we have a very strong partnership with Allegheny College, transporting we do over 28,000 trips a year for Allegheny College students. We have a partnership with UPIT in Titusville here to transporting the college students here. And so, we're fully open to the general public. However, our services are primarily used by those that we call lifeline services, the individuals that don't have access to a car. But anybody can use our services at any time, and whether it's in Crawford or Venango County.
That's fantastic. And, Karen, I know when we were talking a couple weeks ago, you were excited about the possibilities, and it sounded like your staff was excited to get to this part where the merger can officially happen and you'll be off and running.
It's been building up. We've talked about the markers, 12 weeks and 10 weeks, and now we're down to 2 weeks.
This is Christmas for you.
Yeah, it is. It's coming up on Christmas season. So I think everybody's hopefully energized by the attitudes that we have at the management level, that we're excited about this, and we feel it's very positive for both of our counties.
Mm-hmm. So is this going on in other places in the state then, Tim? Or is this more of a testing ground?
No, there's, as I said, back in 2013, the legislation really incentivized this. But just to our east, the Area Transit Authority has been serving 6 rural counties for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know if it's like Cameron, Elk, Jefferson, McKean, Potter, and Clearfield. They've been running as an efficient 6-county operation for a number of years. There's a few other initiatives. I know Washington County had 3 separate transit providers in one county that have merged. Luzerne County, there's a regionalization project. York County has merged with a number of rural counties. So this is an initiative that's the state has really has really started to back, and we wanted to take full advantage of whatever we could at the state level to improve services. So I think there are a few others that are actually going on right now, but this is definitely the direction we're moving.
Karen, I don't know how you kept this quiet for 3 years. Not you personally. I'm just saying this is something that seems pretty big, and I think you guys did a pretty good job. I mean, it was
it's been talked about, at our Northwest Regional meetings. It's not been a total secret, but it's just a consulting firm was involved, and we just kept moving forward at the pace that they had set for us. So I have to add too, while it's a real bonus to us to cut down our reporting, if you can imagine the staff at PennDOT, they have to review all those. So if they cut ours in half, then that's half of the reports they have to look at also. So
wow.
It's really a statewide
So
effort.
Everybody saves.
Yes, it's going clear to the roots in Harrisburg, I guess.
Well, the one thing that occurs to me is that for a lot of years, collaboration has really been the buzzword for a lot of organizations. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the reasoning for that is that there's strength in numbers when you go to apply for a grant or a program. If you're a bigger outfit or if you have more people participating, you're more likely to successfully compete. And I wonder if that drives some of the merger, too.
Yeah, I think so. And you look at different industries, whether it's the Northwest Planning Organization that does planning services for 5 or 6 rural counties. I believe there's been some partnerships with the different ARCs, the ARCs in the region, and senior area agencies on aging. That's just the direction we're moving, is that better collaboration in numbers. And you're absolutely right. Being that we're 2 organizations and we're going to have over 60 vehicles now, when we go out to buy tires, we might be able to get a better price on tires because we're going to be buying tires for 60 vehicles as opposed to 35 or 25.
Right.
So there's definitely efficiencies there, and this is I think every subsidized entity is looking for ways to do more with less, and this is a great opportunity for us.
Excellent.
It's really important to note too that no one in this agreement, no one is losing their job. Mm-hmm. There's a job for everyone that wanted to move in the transition to Crawford area transportation. No one has been left behind. So,
Carrie, you'll sympathize with me on this. There seems to be this wall between Titusville and Meadville, Crawford County and Venango County. That wall's starting to fall apart a little bit. You've got, again, going back to the hospital with Meadville and Titusville. Now this is cracking that wall between the counties. That's a good thing.
It's not us and them. It's we, and we're very excited about that. Our staffs have merged very well. Work extremely well together. Our operations people have been behind the scenes getting everything ready up to this point, and everyone's just really dug in and put their work boots on.
Yeah. So, Tim, it sounds like the troops at the county lines are going to be backing off.
Well, when I came here 10 years ago, one of the first things they told me, I said I was going out to Titusville. They're like, well, Titusville, there's a wall out there between Titusville and Meadville. But, we're a county-wide operation at CATA, even though we're based in Meadville. We have a service facility here in Titusville. But, yeah, there's no county walls anymore, and we're excited to work together. And as Karen indicated, we have been working together for a number of years. This just now formalizes that partnership. But I think it is important to remember that the Venango County Commissioners are still overseeing the operation, and this is strictly a management contract right now for us to provide the service. But we're all moving in this direction, assuming that this is going to be a permanent situation. Is that we believe that we can make this work. We can control our costs, and we could position ourselves to meet the transportation needs of both counties moving into the future.
It sounds like a win-win for everybody. So this is a good thing. And again, the countdown is on. Are you looking at days or hours, Karen?
Days.
Yeah,
we haven't got to hours yet.
All right.
Not yet.
Well, that could be a big number, but no. So July 1st, and that's what, a Friday?
July 1st, it's a Friday.
So
Yes.
2 weeks from this Friday?
2 weeks from
Wow.
from tomorrow?
You guys planning on doing any sort of ribbon cutting, any big party?
I don't think we're going to do a ribbon cutting.
You should do it right at the county line.
Will you guys come down
Yeah,
to
will
a
you
live
come down and do a
broadcast?
live
We would do that. We would
Yeah.
cover that, yeah.
Yeah.
Get
We
the
could do
commissioners on one side and get your board on the other.
They can all shake hands.
They could all shake
we
hands.
could do wire cutters and a barbed wire fence.
That would be great. Let's work on that.
Hey, that's not. We'll bring a bus down. We can get everybody there. And,
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in, and keep us posted too, because I know there's a lot that goes on, and there's a lot of special things that you guys do throughout the year. Please come back. Let us know what's happening. If you have anything special going on, we'd love to hear about it.
Sure
We'd
will.
be happy
We
to.
appreciate the opportunity to come on and get the word out.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Anytime. Any final word? Anything else you want to let folks know?
I think it's just important to know that the services are going to stay the same, the costs are going to stay the same, and we have a great team at CATA, and we're looking forward to this opportunity.
And our tagline has been Partners in Transit, because every trip matters.
Very nice. That's nice. That's good. All right, we're wrapping things up. Mark, what'd you learn today?
Wow. Well, certainly about this collaborative effort being a win-win situation. Congratulations to both of you, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen, what'd you learn today?
I learned that Mark has a rabbit in his freezer.
It's not alive
disturbing
either.
to
It
me.
is. Thank you.
Disturbing to me.
Thank you. Tim, how about you? What'd you learn today?
Well, I learned I probably should have went to Pittsburgh yesterday and went to that parade. With
I know.
1,000 people.
I know you had 12 hours before the event. People were showing up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People were showing up the night before.
Great game, though.
It was. I was down there for the Pirate game, I think Saturday night. I should have just stayed.
You should have stayed. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in, and we'll be back tomorrow for the Friday edition of Daybreak News and the Morning Drill.
Shadows fall, I pass a small cafe where we dance at night. I can't help recalling how it felt to kiss, hold you tight.